The scream didn't echo. It pierced, short, sharp, and trembling with betrayal. "You thought I'd never find out?" The words sliced through the hallway like broken glass, bouncing off the faded hotel walls before everything fell silent. Then came the violent slam of a door, the sound of something ending. When the leaked footage hit the internet, confusion spread like wildfire. It showed Wendy Osefo outside a suite, her hand shaking as she filmed, her breath uneven. Inside, muffled voices. One sounded painfully familiar. Edward Osefo. The other? Softer, almost too familiar. Monique Samuels. Then came the moment no one was ready for. The door creaked open, and the screen went black. No confrontation, no context, just 12 seconds of heartbreak that set Bravo fans ablaze. How long had Wendy suspected? Was this revenge carefully planned? Or pain caught in real time? And why did the full clip vanish minutes after it went viral? Because, as one insider whispered, that wasn't the whole video. It was a fragment of a longer recording, one Wendy never intended the world to see. And now that it's out, the story can't be buried again. What came next shattered everything. For years, Wendy Osefo's life played like a script written by destiny. The professor, the mother, the polished voice of reason on The Real Housewives of Potomac. She moved through fame like someone born for it, confident, composed, unshakable. And by her side, always smiling, always steady, Edward Osefo. Together, they were the blueprint of televised success. Beauty, brains, and balance. At least, that's what the cameras showed. But beneath the filtered perfection, the cracks had already formed. Tiny details fans ignored. No ring in one scene, an awkward pause in another, an unexplained absence from a family shoot. People assumed it was stress, maybe fatigue. But the real ones, the ones who watch everything, could feel it. The chemistry was gone, replaced by a polite, aching distance. Then came the photo, a Bravo charity event. Monique Samuels, too close. Her hand resting on Edward's shoulder, lingering just a moment too long. And that look on his face. Not surprise. Something else. Guilt, maybe? Or fear. The image went viral before the night was over. Wendy laughed it off, saying in an interview, "People love drama. Eddie and I, we're solid." Her tone? Calm. Too calm. And sometimes, calm is the loudest red flag of all. Weeks later, a new clip dropped. A behind-the-scenes moment from a ROP promo shoot. Wendy scrolling through her phone, her expression tightening before she turned away. Someone off camera called out, "You good, Wen?" She nodded, barely whispering something under her breath. Lip readers claimed she said, "He lied again." From that second, her glow dimmed. Rewind to season 6. Wendy's brand was perfection. Family dinners, sunlit vacations, carefully curated, Black excellence portraits that flooded timelines. Viewers called her Professor Goals. Edward, Husband of the Year. But perfection always comes with a cost. Leaked production notes, allegedly from a Bravo staffer, claimed Wendy demanded extra takes during family shoots. She wanted softer lighting, brighter smiles. It wasn't about vanity, it was survival. She'd exhale when cameras stopped, the insider said, like someone drowning finally coming up for air. Maybe she already knew the fairy tale was cracking. The first public fracture came at a reunion taping. Andy Cohen brought up whispers that Edward had been seen talking closely with a castmate's assistant. Wendy smiled, that unbreakable, media-trained grin, and replied, "My husband's biggest flaw? He's too nice." But her fingers betrayed her, tapping her thigh 3 times, fast. Fans noticed. They always do. Clips of that tiny movement exploded online with captions reading, "When your body confesses before your mouth does." Then, the deleted story. A fan account screenshotted it before it disappeared. Wendy's wedding ring sitting beside a half-finished glass of wine. The caption read, "Even broken glass catches light." That's what the caption read beneath Wendy's midnight post, her wedding ring glinting beside a half-finished glass of wine. Uploaded at 11:48 p.m., deleted by 11:58. 10 minutes. That's all it took for the internet to explode. Within minutes, screenshots hit Reddit. Threads multiplied. One viral comment said it best. No one takes off their ring at midnight unless something just broke. And then came the whispers, all circling one name like vultures. Monique Samuels. Her presence was a shadow over every sentence, mentioned but never confronted. She and Wendy had always danced around each other on ROP, polite smiles, icy undertones. Monique once joked during a reunion, "Wendy's too perfect. I like my girls messy." Back then, everyone laughed. Now, that line felt like prophecy. According to production insiders, both women had been scheduled for a Bravo photo shoot, suddenly rescheduled due to conflict. No explanation, but a makeup artist claimed she heard Wendy mutter, "I'm not stepping in the same room as her. Not again." That word, again, was the spark that lit the fire. Then came the leak that changed everything. An infamous Bravo blogger posted that an anonymous source had sent them explicit photos of Wendy Osefo and Monique Samuels at a private Virginia resort. The pictures never surfaced, but the descriptions were lethal. Edward, shirtless on a balcony, holding a wine glass identical to the ones Monique had flaunted on her Instagram weeks earlier. When paparazzi caught Wendy outside her home, microphones in her face, she said nothing. But her silence wasn't weakness, it was strategy. The expression she wore wasn't fear, it was calculation. A week later, Bravo dropped a mid-season teaser. Wendy, in tears, whispering, "I don't deserve this." Everyone assumed it was cast drama. But if you looked closer, her eyes weren't on her co-stars. They were locked on someone off camera. Later, producers admitted part of that scene had been cut for legal reasons. 2 words that sent online detectives into full meltdown. TikTok turned into a crime lab. One creator slowed down the audio, isolating a faint male voice saying, "I told you not here," muffled, but undeniably Edward's tone. 3 million views in less than a day. Then came the email, leaked by an anonymous account claiming to work in the ROP editing bay. It said, "There's a scene that will never air. She caught them. On mic." That sentence detonated the internet. Caught them on mic? Viewers began connecting dots. Had Wendy accidentally recorded Edward and Monique while Bravo cameras were still running? Fans built timelines. Edward attended a Bravo press dinner in DC. Monique was also there, unlisted on the invite. Hours later, both were seen entering the same hotel, the very one from the 12-second viral video months later. It was no longer rumor, it was pattern. Every thread aligned too perfectly to ignore. But Wendy stayed silent. No statement, no denial. Just a tweet. Silence isn't weakness, it's knowing something they don't. Deleted in under an hour, but not before 100,000 people captured it forever. Was she preparing for revenge? Had she already confronted them off camera? Then came the final blow. A voice memo leaked to a Bravo gossip page. The audio was rough, almost drowned in static. A woman, sobbing, whispered, "She saw them. She walked in on them. That's why she left early." The dates matched perfectly. The charity gala, Wendy leaving before press rounds, citing illness. But now everyone knew she wasn't sick, she was shattered. The image of Wendy, that strong, brilliant, composed woman, began to shift. People didn't see the professor anymore. They saw the betrayed wife, the woman holding back fury behind grace. And somehow, that silence made her even more powerful. She stopped correcting the rumors. She stopped defending her husband. And as fans analyzed every post, every old clip, every smile, the illusion of the perfect image dissolved completely. Because for the first time, people saw what was hiding behind that polished calm. A woman who already knew the truth and was waiting for the right moment to strike. And that moment came with a single, trembling line caught on camera. "You think I wouldn't find out?" The door slammed. The screen went black. And the world realized the fairy tale was over. But what the world didn't know was that this wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. When the video of Wendy catching Edward and Monique leaked, the internet didn't just react, it exploded. It wasn't a scandal anymore, it was an investigation. Every angle of that 12-second clip was slowed down, frame by frame, by fans desperate to decode what really happened that night. And that's when the patterns began to emerge. It started with a TikTok user named @HousewivesFiles, who claimed she had matched the carpet in the leaked hotel hallway to the Hyatt Regency in D.C., the same hotel where Bravo hosted its afterparty 2 weeks before the footage surfaced. She posted side-by-side images, pointing out identical lighting fixtures, wallpaper patterns, even the curvature of the hallway mirrors. Her caption read, "If this is true, they weren't just together. They were bold enough to meet where Bravo cameras were less than a mile away." That theory alone turned social media into chaos. Fans started digging through Monique's old posts, looking for clues, timestamps, and matching details. One Reddit thread titled "The Hidden Pattern, Monique's Trail of Slips" went viral overnight. A user named uBravo Insider Tantu claimed to have screenshots of a private driver's invoice from that same weekend, showing 2 rides billed to a Mr. E. Osefo, one from Wendy's residence, the other to the Hyatt, both charged within 40 minutes of each other. Coincidence? Or choreography? Then someone found the missing audio. It wasn't part of the original video. It was posted anonymously to a burner SoundCloud account and quickly deleted, but not before copies spread. In the clip, you could hear muffled voices through a hotel door. A woman whispered, "She'll never know," followed by a man's low reply, "She already suspects." And then, silence. The crowd gasped. The voices weren't crystal clear, but AI-enhanced versions posted later gave the illusion of clarity. People swore it was Edward and Monique. Fans became digital detectives overnight, comparing voice tones from old Bravo confessionals. They matched syllables, laughter, even breathing rhythms, and when they lined them up, it was a near-perfect match. Whether real or fabricated didn't even matter anymore. The world believed it. As the internet pieced together its own version of truth, the mainstream media finally caught up. Blogs, podcasts, and YouTube channels dedicated to the Real Housewives universe dissected every second like a crime scene. Theories surfaced that Monique and Edward had been seeing each other secretly since season 5, using Bravo events as convenient cover. Some claimed Monique's sudden exit from the show wasn't voluntary. They alleged producers had confronted her privately after whispers from Wendy's camp surfaced, whispers that Wendy had proof. An anonymous source, identified only as Lynn from editing, posted on a fan forum. "There's a recorded mic feed that was never aired. It caught them talking after hours. You can hear the tension. They sound like people with secrets." The post was quickly deleted, but screenshots lived on forever. Meanwhile, Edward disappeared from social media. No stories, no posts, just an eerie blank profile, and a single liked photo on Monique's page from months earlier. A picture of her captioned, "Sometimes peace costs you everything." That one like reignited the war. TikTok threads became more sinister. Users began mapping Edward's known travel schedule with Monique's appearances across states, Baltimore, Atlanta, D.C., Miami, and the overlaps were unsettling. One viral video laid out all the dates in red. March 2022, Edward in Atlanta for a university event. Monique spotted in Atlanta the same weekend. July 2022, Edward on business in Florida. Monique tags private beach weekend on her story. September 2023, Edward at a conference in D.C. Monique posts a video from a rooftop with identical skyline reflection angles. The caption simply read, "They moved like ghosts in daylight." People were no longer calling it a scandal. They were calling it a cover-up. Then came the leaked texts. Screenshots began circulating from a phone allegedly belonging to a Bravo makeup artist. The messages showed Wendy texting someone saved as Sis K. Wendy, they lied straight to my face. Sis K, you have the proof? Wendy, proof and silence. That's all I need. Those 3 words, proof and silence, became a rallying cry online. Fans began printing it on t-shirts. TikTok edits flooded feeds with those words glowing red against black backgrounds. Wendy's calm face in the corner, the audio of her whispering, "You think I wouldn't find out?" looping over and over. The internet turned her heartbreak into legend. Still, not everyone was convinced. Some thought it was all orchestrated, a publicity stunt before a new season. But then a whistleblower came forward. On a late-night YouTube live stream, a user calling himself the cameraman claimed he worked during Bravo's off-season and was present the night Wendy confronted Edward. His voice was disguised, but his words were chilling. She wasn't supposed to find out that way. The footage you saw, that wasn't even the full confrontation. She'd already seen the messages days earlier. What you heard in the video was the moment she decided she was done pretending. The host froze. Are you saying she planned it? The man replied, not planned, prepared. She already had the phone in record mode before she knocked. That statement flipped the internet upside down. Was Wendy the victim or the strategist? Had she set them up to expose the truth on her terms? The theory spread like wildfire, that Wendy knew about the affair long before and that the video wasn't an accident. It was evidence. Fans began calling it the setup. Clips of Wendy's old Bravo interviews suddenly looked different. In one season 6 confessional, she'd said, "People forget. I see everything. I just don't always react." At the time, it sounded like a metaphor. Now, it sounded like prophecy. Meanwhile, Monique stayed silent, publicly. But on a private live stream with her supporters, she reportedly broke down, saying, "People are spreading lies. I didn't destroy anyone's family. I've moved on." But that clip didn't help her. The chat filled with furious fans asking about the hotel, the hallway, and the deleted photos from her Instagram. Her reaction, wiping tears, shaking her head, only made things worse. Because silence and tears, when seen through a viral lens, can mean guilt. Then came a bizarre twist, an anonymous Dropbox link shared on Reddit. The file was titled HyattCompleteFootage.zip. Users who downloaded it said the file contained several corrupted videos, a few seconds of clear footage, and one eerie still frame showing the same hallway door slightly open. Inside, you could see shadows, 2 people standing close, their reflections caught in a mirror. The figures were blurred, but one of them, wearing a bright blue dress, matched an outfit Monique had worn in an old Instagram post captioned, "Midnight Meetings." That one frame reignited everything. Podcasts called it the digital Rosetta Stone. YouTubers uploaded frame-by-frame analyses, claiming you could faintly hear Wendy breathing outside the door. Every new frame felt like a confession. Meanwhile, Wendy made her first cryptic appearance since the leak. A short clip posted to her Instagram story. She didn't say a word. She was just sitting by candlelight, typing something on her laptop. In the background, a soft instrumental version of Say My Name played. The caption read, "Silence doesn't mean forgiveness." Fans lost their minds. It was poetic, chilling, cinematic. And suddenly, everyone realized Wendy wasn't hiding. She was building her narrative, carefully, piece by piece. Reporters started showing up outside her Maryland home. One shouted, "Wendy, did you confront them?" She smiled faintly and replied, "I didn't need to. The truth does that for you." That line went viral instantly, because it wasn't anger, it was power. Calm, quiet, terrifying power. Then came the final twist. The producer's note. A screenshot of an internal Bravo memo leaked online. It read, "Due to potential legal exposure, omit all footage involving WO confrontation sequence until clearance confirmed." Clearance confirmed. Those two words were enough to suggest Bravo had unseen footage. Maybe the full video of Wendy catching them in the act. And if that's true, the world had only seen the surface. The internet's new obsession wasn't if the affair happened. It was how deep the cover-up went. Was Bravo protecting Edward? Was Monique being silenced? Or was Wendy orchestrating a story far bigger than anyone imagined? Because every time the truth seemed to surface, something or someone buried it again. And that's when people realized the pattern wasn't just about betrayal. It was about control. Every post, every clip, every silence, calculated, measured, deliberate. Wendy had turned her heartbreak into strategy, her pain into proof, her silence into power. But even power has a cost. Because as the internet kept digging, they stumbled upon something even darker. A final unseen recording allegedly stored on a hidden drive labeled "The Night It Ended." And if the whispers are true, that recording doesn't just prove the affair, it explains everything. But before the world could see it, Wendy disappeared again. When the chaos reached its loudest point, Wendy vanished. No tweets, no Instagram, no interviews, just silence. The internet went into withdrawal. Every hour, thousands of posts appeared, all asking the same thing. Where is Wendy Osefo? Some said she'd left the country. Others swore she was hiding somewhere in Maryland, surrounded by lawyers and family. But the truth was quieter and stranger. Because while the world screamed for answers, Wendy was still watching. 2 weeks after her disappearance, an anonymous account posted a photo, a blurry image of Wendy sitting alone in a cafe, writing in a black notebook. The caption simply read, "She's documenting everything." The internet exploded again. Was it a fan photo? A plant? A setup? No one knew. But it didn't matter. The silence had turned her into a myth. And that's when things started to shift from scandal to legend. Because silence isn't empty. It echoes. Behind the scenes, Bravo insiders whispered that something big was happening. According to one production staffer, Wendy had been quietly collecting more evidence long before the leak. Screenshots, call logs, even encrypted backups from Edward's secondary phone. One email allegedly contained a subject line that said, "To be opened only if I disappear." That phrase alone sent chills across social media. Soon after, an encrypted audio file began circulating in fan groups. A file labeled Final Tape WA. No one could confirm its origin, but listeners described the same thing. Faint background music, a trembling voice, and a sentence that froze them all. "You think I wouldn't find out? You forgot. I save everything." It sounded like Wendy. It felt like Wendy. And it was terrifyingly intimate. In the middle of the online storm, Edward finally broke his silence. He appeared in a brief live stream. Eyes red, voice shaking. "I've made mistakes," he said. "But people are twisting things that never happened." He paused, glancing away from the camera before whispering, "She's not as innocent as she looks." That line shattered whatever sympathy he had left. The internet turned on him, instantly. One top comment read, "Gaslighting level, Olympic." Another said, "She caught you. Now you're rewriting the story." Within minutes, his live was taken down. But not before screen recordings flooded every platform. Now it wasn't just about betrayal, it was about manipulation. Meanwhile, Monique resurfaced too. Briefly. She posted a photo of herself in a prayer circle, captioned, "When the truth finally speaks, peace will return." The post got 500,000 comments in 1 hour, most of them brutal. "Truth already spoke," one said. Another added, "You're praying because the receipts are coming." And then, once again, Monique went silent. But something bigger was unfolding behind closed doors. TMZ reported that Wendy's legal team had filed a private petition in D.C. Superior Court, sealed from public access. Insiders claimed it referenced unauthorized surveillance materials, meaning the footage leaked online may have come from a larger set of recordings. One journalist tweeted, "If those files are real, this story isn't about infidelity anymore. It's about exposure and control." Fans speculated that Wendy had been tracking Edward's location for months using a shared Apple ID. Others said she'd received an anonymous message from Inside Bravo, warning her that Monique and Edward had been spotted together during a production retreat. The puzzle kept expanding, but Wendy still said nothing. Then came the press conference that never happened. Rumors spread that Wendy's PR team had booked a Baltimore hotel for a live statement. Reporters arrived, cameras ready, lights flashing. But the podium remained empty. Instead, a single envelope was left on the stand with one printed message. Sometimes silence tells the truth better than words. No signature, no logo, just that line. Within hours, fans were calling it the Baltimore Note. Podcasts dissected every word, comparing the handwriting to Wendy's old autographs. But the mystery deepened further when an audio clip surfaced from a nearby journalist's mic. In the background, faint footsteps could be heard, and a woman whispering, "It's done." By this point, #Where is Wendy had reached 10 million mentions. TikTok was flooded with theory videos claiming she was preparing a documentary. YouTubers insisted she'd sold exclusive footage to Netflix or Hulu under a codename project titled The Professor's Proof. Whether true or not, the anticipation made her absence feel cinematic. And then, she returned. One night, without warning, Wendy went live on Instagram. No glam, no lighting, just a dimly lit room and her voice, calm, steady, unbroken. "I never wanted this," she began. "I wanted truth. But when people lie to protect their image, silence becomes your only weapon." She didn't mention Edward. She didn't mention Monique. She didn't even say their names. She just stared at the camera, eyes heavy with exhaustion. "You think silence means weakness," she continued, "but it's the only way to make liars speak." Then, almost as if rehearsed, she reached into her drawer and pulled out a USB drive. She held it up for 3 seconds. No words. Then ended the live. The internet froze. For the next 24 hours, conspiracy theories consumed every feed. Was that the final tape? Was it the full hotel footage? Was she about to expose Bravo itself? Hashtags like #WhyTheUSB and #TruthDrive trended globally. Some believed it contained the uncensored recording of her confrontation with Edward and Monique. Others claimed it was proof of how deep the manipulation inside Bravo went. Contracts, edits, cover-ups. But before anyone could confirm anything, Wendy's accounts went private again. The live disappeared, the post vanished, and the silence returned. Colder than before. Weeks passed. Then a single line appeared on Wendy's newly reactivated Twitter account. Silence was never about fear, it was about evidence. Attached was a 15-second teaser. Black screen, white text. A woman's voice whispered, "You think I wouldn't find out?" Then, cut to black. Underneath, 3 words. "Coming soon. Truth Files." The internet went into meltdown. Bloggers speculated it was a docuseries. Others thought it was a one-time tell-all interview. But no one doubted what was coming. The final reveal. Yet days turned into weeks. No episode dropped. No footage surfaced. The website for Truth Files went blank. And once again, Wendy disappeared. Months later, Bravo quietly released a statement. Dr. Wendy Osefo will not be returning for the upcoming season. We wish her peace and success in future endeavors. No mention of Edward, no mention of Monique, just closure, or at least the illusion of it. But fans weren't satisfied, because even after everything, the video, the silence, the leaks, one question still hung in the air. If Wendy really had that USB, why hasn't anyone ever seen what was inside? Some say she destroyed it. Some say she hid it for legal reasons. Others whisper she's saving it for a day when the truth can't be silenced anymore. Whatever the case, one thing is certain. Her silence outlived the noise. Wendy Osefo didn't just survive a scandal, she rewrote it. She became the ghost haunting every secret that powerful people tried to bury. And as one journalist wrote in a viral post, "Everyone remembers the video. No one remembers the silence that followed." And that's where the real story lives. Because sometimes the most dangerous sound in the world is a woman who has stopped explaining herself. And that's exactly who Wendy became. A quiet storm the world will never forget.